People are now blaming Dream for things he didn't even know happened, and it's just insanity. From the allegations made against him to Twitter's insane response, we're gonna discuss everything. So this entire situation started when a person named Kisha made the following tweet. SA, my experience at Dream's concert. In this tweet, she goes over a negative experience she had at a Dream concert. To be more specific, how she got SA'd at this concert. So first she talks about what happened a bit before everything went down. She talked about how she got catcalled close to the venue before the concert. Because of this, she was thinking of covering up a bit more before saying, it's not like anything would happen to me in a group that loves safety and positivity. Then she talks about the fact that it was very crowded and that at some point during the concert she was in the middle of a sea of people. And then she did this. This is a quote from her tweet. I tried to distract myself from how overwhelming it was by hyper focusing on the filming. So this is everything that happened before the incident. Now stuff is about to get a little bit more serious. She said that it was loud, bright and still very crowded, so she did not notice the stranger moving closer behind her. She only noticed the stranger once he touched her hip. Now so far everything has been pretty clear, but from now on it's gonna be a bit confusing. So I'm just gonna read exactly what she wrote down herself. I was mid-recording and I didn't want to unpack what was happening, so I just kept filming. I tried to convince myself that it was accidental, but after a bit I felt more. This time it was painful and only getting worse. Now this is the part I didn't fully understand, because how is this painful? Then I started thinking maybe she's talking in a mental sense and not as in the physical. So my guess goes out to either some details have been left out or it was meant as in the mental sense. Then the tweet goes on, I looked down and all I saw was their hands in the dark, low on my hip. Then I couldn't quite breathe, but I was frozen in place and they just kept touching me. I am not comfortable sharing the rest. Now it is good that they draw a line with what they're comfortable to share with and what they're not comfortable to share with. But it does make it a little bit more difficult to tell what actually happened. Then she goes and talks about how she got away from the entire situation and the effects the situation had on her. Although that it is a big part of the entire tweet and a very serious part of the entire tweet, I'm not gonna read the entire thing, but if you want to, you can read it for yourself. Then she goes on and talks about the fact that at first she didn't want to talk about this. But when she saw the other situations and especially the responses other people have been given through this other situation, she did share the situation and also wanted to say that she finds those takes disgusting. Now so far, besides this all happening at Dream's concert, this doesn't really have anything to do with Dream. So why have I called these Dream allegations in the title? This is because at the end of the tweet it looks like she's halfly blaming Dream for this entire situation. The part which I'm talking about reads, even Dream's Reddit post. It's sickening that he's been so decisive of SA when it can literally happen 30 feet from his fucking stage. Now I am not gonna lie, I do not have an idea whether she's actually trying to blame him for this. Half the internet seems to be thinking that she is trying to blame him and the other half of the internet seems to think that she isn't trying to blame him. I do not think she's trying to blame him because that would be very weird. You can't say that something is someone's fault just because it happened at their concert. Now before we get into the public's response, because those are just insane, the tweets have been wild, I want to give like my conclusion on the situation. Now normally with these situations we either talk about whether we think it is true or false or whether we think there isn't just enough information for it yet, but I do highly doubt she's lying about this. I mean, there isn't really anything to gain for her or she isn't really trying to put anyone down. It just seems like she shared this because of the reasons she gave in her tweet. Now again, I do want to add, I'm not 100% sure, but this is just what I'm thinking right now. Now let's get into the big Twitter beef. Now first I want to take a look at this tweet because it kind of connects with what we were talking about before this. The tweet reads, this has nothing to do with Dream. I'm sorry this happened to you, but don't attach his name to him just to slander him. And if she's actually trying to blame or slander him, I would totally agree with this tweet. But I'm just not 100% sure if she's actually trying to blame or slander him. It's because it is worded in a way that's just very difficult to make out whether she is or not. Then there was this tweet saying, yo, why do people like blaming Dream? He can't control what people do at his concert, even if this is true. Which I fully agree with this. I feel like saying that Dream could actually do something about it is a bit of the same as the argument saying that people are responsible for their adult audience. Also to the part where he says, why do people like blaming Dream? I have no clue. People just seem to like messing with this guy. Then you also have the group that are just saying that they feel sorry for her, offering help to her actually, and they're not really talking about the Dream stuff, which I think is totally fine. Good actually. I mean, they're not trying to put anyone down and they're just trying to help her, so I think that's amazing. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Have a good day. Peace.